Welcome back to the AI Breakdown. Last week, reports came out that Meta was on the verge of releasing its latest open source LLM models, Llama 3. Now, at first, this was an unconfirmed rumor, but then within a couple days, Meta seemed to indicate that yes, this was coming, or at least a set of small versions of their next model were coming in advance of the largest version, which would be coming out over the summer. All week then, we have been waiting with bated breath to see what Meta would put out, with tons and tons of speculation on just how good it would be. A couple hours before I recorded this episode, we started to get hints that Llama 3 was about to be dropped. First, we saw Llama 3.8b Instruct be listed on the Azure Marketplace, with little nuggets of information like this line: the fine-tuned versions are optimized for dialogue use cases. And then on replicate.com, we saw pricing for 4 different models: Llama 370b, Llama 3.8b, Llama 370b Chat, and Llama 3.8b Chat. People got in their last polls on how good others anticipated this to be. Jan Peleg wrote, "Final moments to guess. Llama 3 will be," and then gave the options: state-of-the-art open source software, same level as state-of-the-art open source software, same level as state-of-the-art closed software, or outperforming state-of-the-art closed software. Outperforming state-of-the-art closed was the lowest ranked option with 8.8%, same level as state-of-the-art closed had 12.8%, and then state-of-the-art open source and same level as state-of-the-art open source were almost exactly the same, getting 38.9% and 39.6% of the vote respectively. Accelerate Harder asked a simpler version of the same question. Llama 3 will be either amazing or a letdown, with 47.2% saying a letdown and 52.8% saying it will be amazing. Just a few minutes later, we got the actual announcement. The AI at Meta account on X wrote, "Introducing Meta Llama 3, the most capable openly available LLM to date. Today we're releasing 8B and 70B models that deliver on new capabilities such as improved reasoning and a set of new state-of-the-art for models of their size. Today's release includes the first 2 Llama 3 models. In the coming months, we expect to introduce new capabilities, longer context windows, additional model sizes, and enhanced performance. Plus, Llama 3 research paper for the community to learn from our work." Chief AI scientist at Meta, Jan LeCun, gave a few more bits of information. He said 8B and 70B models available today, 8K context length, trained with 15 trillion tokens on a custom-built 24K GPU cluster, great performance on various benchmarks, with Llama 3.8b doing better than Llama 2.70b in some cases. We'll come back to that 8K context length because it sticks out kind of like a sore thumb relative to other models we've had recently. But as he has started to do, Zuckerberg took to their own networks to talk about the new release. He wrote on Instagram, "Big AI news today. We're releasing the new version of Meta AI, our assistant that you can ask any question across our apps and glasses. Our goal is to build the world's leading AI. We're upgrading Meta AI with our new state-of-the-art Llama 3 AI model, which we're open sourcing. With this new model, we believe Meta AI is now the most intelligent AI assistant that you can freely use. We're making Meta AI easier to use by integrating it into the search boxes at the top of WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and Messenger. We also built a website, meta.ai, for you to use on web. We also built some unique creation features, like the ability to animate photos. Meta AI now generates high-quality images so fast that it creates and updates them in real time as you're typing. It'll also generate a playback video of your creation process. Enjoy Meta AI, and you can follow our new meta.ai Instagram for more updates." So a couple things that are notable from this. One, Meta is continuing to reinforce their message of open source, and that's something we'll see even more in some other parts of the announcement in just a minute. Second, as had been intimated, Zuckerberg is clearly not content with just being the state-of-the-art for open source. They want to go after the state-of-the-art in general. You can see the sort of big language they're using. Our goal is to build the world's leading AI. With this new model, we believe Meta AI is now the most intelligent AI assistant that you can freely use. Even if there are little caveats in there, i.e. you can freely use, the ambition to be the best, full stop, is clearly on display. Another really interesting thing, however, from this announcement is the extent to which they are integrating this into products right out of the gate. This is clearly not meant to just be a developer release, but something that is immediately impacting consumer products as of today. Alongside the announcement, they put out a lot of new information. Some of it's for developers, but some of it, of course, is benchmarks. Almost immediately, people's eyes started bugging out at those benchmarks. Matt Schumer writes, "Holy S! Llama 370B cleanly beats Claude 3 Sonnet, small enough to host at scale without breaking the bank." What he's referring to is both the MMLU, where Meta Llama 370B claims an 82 versus Claude 3 Sonnet 79, and human eval, where Meta Llama 3 claims an 81.7 versus Claude 3 Sonnet 73. Bindu Reddy from Abacus writes, "Historic moment. Llama 370B numbers are insane. At 82 MMLU, it's far and away the best open source model. GSM 8K, math, and human eval are mind-blowing as well. The open source community is definitely going to beat GPT-4 in a matter of weeks." Schumer also pointed out that, quote, Llama 3 70B cleanly beats Mixtral 8x22B. We've talked a lot on this show about the extent to which Mistral had stolen some of the open source thunder from Meta over the course of the end of last year, and this certainly seems to be Meta's clapback. Overall, Professor Ethan Malik writes, Meta released their open source AI Llama 3 today. As a key leader in LLMs, their models are often the most advanced open source ones out there. Based on benchmarks, the current model is not quite GPT-4 class, but their larger ones still training will reach GPT-4 level. And indeed, this is what some people are the most excited about. Schumer again writes, the craziest Llama 3 reveal, the 400B plus version of the model is on par with Claude 3 Opus and it's still training. Soon we'll have a better than Opus fully open source model. The implications are huge. Meta 3 400B's reported MMLU score is right on par with Opus 3, with their grade school math score and human eval score right around there as well. Aston Zhang from the Meta team wrote, Llama 3 has been my focus since joining the Llama team last summer. Together, we've been tackling challenges across pre-training and human data, pre-training scaling, long context, post-training, and evaluations. It's been a rigorous yet thrilling journey. He continues, scaling is the recipe, demanding more than better scaling laws and infrastructure, e.g. managing high effective training time across 16K GPUs requires innovative strategies. Still, I think the big implications are summed up by Dr. Jim Fan from NVIDIA, who writes, the upcoming Llama 3 400B will mark the watershed moment that the community gains open-weight access to a GPT-4 class model. It will change the calculus for many research efforts and grassroots startups. Llama 3 400B is still training and will hopefully get even better in the next few months. There is so much research potential that can be unlocked with such a powerful backbone. Expect a surge in builder energy across the ecosystem. Now, I think that's absolutely true. In many ways, the story of 2024 so far has been this standardization of the GPT-4 class models, and so it's perhaps not surprising that open source seems to be catching up there as well. However, surprising or not, as Jim points out, the implications in terms of what people can build and how and for how much are fairly significant. Now, I mentioned that to the extent that there has been any quick critique, it's that 8K context window. Some pointed out that they thought that the community would extend that pretty quickly, and others inside Meta explained it as well. Aston Zhang again wrote, we've set the pre-training context window to 8K tokens. A comprehensive approach to data, modeling, parallelism, inference, and evaluations would be interesting. More updates on longer context later. In other words, there were clearly trade-offs that they were willing to make based on their goals with this release. Now, speaking of this release, one other really interesting little detail. Meta seems to have taken it to heart to go directly to the community. Because in addition to all the traditional PR strategies, Zuckerberg popped up on a number of creator shows that are beloved and well-known inside AI circles, but not even close to the size of mainstream outlets. Roberto Nixon, who runs some of the most popular Instagram and TikTok channels on AI and future technology, did an interview with Zuck. And Dwarkesh, whose podcast has quickly become, I think, the most high-value interview show that exists, released an hour and 20-minute episode with Zuckerberg that gets deep not only on Llama 3, but, as Dwarkesh writes, open sourcing towards AGI, custom silicon, synthetic data, and energy constraints on scaling, along with, intelligence explosions, bioweapons, $10 billion models, and much more. Overall, I would say the first impressions are extremely exciting. I think even more exciting than the community thought they were going to be when they heard that a couple of small models were coming last week. I'm sure in the coming days, I will be able to add more context around what people are finding in terms of actual performance. But for now, it's a cool day with lots to explore. That is going to do it for today's AI Breakdown. Until next time, peace.